Hello everybody, my name is Dennis Page. Today I'm taking a look at LEGO set 71766, Lloyd's Legendary Dragon. The set was released in the beginning of 2022, where it retailed for about 65 euros, and now it's dropped about 10 euros, and I got mine for even cheaper than that, which is great. The set, as you can see, comes with 4 minifigures. You have Nia, you have Lloyd, a fiber flyer, and a python dynamite, and a bit of a turret, and of course the dragon. Let me start off with the minifigures, then get into the. We have Lloyd on the left and Nia on the right, and these are from the Evo lineup. And even though that the Evo lineup as a whole doesn't interest me that much, I do really like these outfits, especially the one of Nia. So looking at the details, they're fairly similar all along to all of them, and they have great detailing, although sometimes a bit kiddie colors, especially with Jay, but it's not in this set. So it's not my favorite lineup of Ninja, but it's definitely one of the cooler ones. One thing they are missing, however, are the little signs. The little, not Japanese, but Ninjago language signs they have on their helmets or masks. That it gives them character, and in this part it's more, yeah, algemeen. It's more in general. So that's something, it's something a bit worse in my opinion than they were. But next to that, they look really cool. Also, let me just take off the masks so you can see the faces, which are the general faces they've been using for a while now, ever since the Ninjago movie. And let me take off the armor, and now taking off the armor you can also see the back printing, which is like the emblems I was talking about, but they could have done them as general, although I do really like the back torso printing of Lloyd, where it's like a dragon. So that's something. Also the weapons they come with of Lloyd, it's very generic. Sorry, Nia's one is pretty cool, and I do like that they finally, for Lloyd in this case, brought back the lime green blade from an Overwatch set, which is a real great inclusion. Also, because it's a set for Lloyd, he comes with like the hair and bandana piece, which makes it look really cool. Why is he focusing? Yeah, that's better. So let's get into the snakes. So now for the 2 snakes, we have again the fiber flyer and the python dynamite. My biggest gripe, I will get into that first, is the names. They are not like the old snakes, like the Vampire or the Hypnobrai. No, they are 2 completely different kind of snakes classified into the same one. But next to that, I really like the color scheme of having orange and the gunmetal gray, or the pearl dark gray, I believe it's officially called. And really, it makes them look amazing. Where you have the originally used for the pyro fibers of the head mold, so the dual molded parts, and it looks really cool. This one comes with 2 bits of dynamite, as you can see. Pretty great back torso printing, and this one simply has a regular katana and a back torso or back neck attachment with some great printing. And for the back it's a bit empty, but it's these are definitely good figures. They're not the best overall, but they're definitely good. So now let's get into the rest of the set. And now, of course, for the reason you're all watching this video, Lloyd's legendary dragon. I will do a dragon rating at the end of the video, like always, so something to look forward to. First off, the color scheme. The color scheme, it uses mostly a bright green, the regular green, and the dark blue. Has some hints of other colors, like the gold especially, like an accent color. And it does look really cool. That's one thing to not forget. I do quite like this color scheme. I have also the medium azure is used as a color, as an accent color, and it looks pretty cool. That's for like basically for a steady model, which it will be most of the time. It looks fairly great. Let me get into some of the functions before diving really deep into the details. So, maybe I can do both. Starting at the head, you have, wow, why is it not focusing? Manual focus, that's annoying. You have a pretty sticker, these printed eyes, and a lower jaw, which you can open and close back up. Nothing really interesting underneath here. Or at the neck, of course, you can rotate it around, not too far down, but the last part of the neck can move way far down, which is better than something like Firstborn. Which is also what also is a cool feature, although I don't believe it's an intended feature, is to twist these horns to the front, which makes it look like a buffalo of some kind. There are different combinations you can use, which I believe kids really enjoy having some variation in there. Let's go a bit to the top. I just almost knocked something over. For the top, we have a bit of a saddle, which you can take off. It's a simple saddle. I believe 2 Ninja. Yeah, you can fit 2 Ninja up there, and it looks pretty cool. Also, without it, the dragon still looks fairly cool. Again, manual focus. I hate this. But it does look a bit weird, but it's not that bad. I'll leave it off because then I can go on. Also, here on the back, you have a bit of an action feature. Well, yeah, you can see it here. And this is where my biggest gripe with the set comes in, because the action feature itself, it works really cool, but as you're maybe able to see, I will focus on that exact part, I can press it easily off each other. Where back isn't that much of a problem, but to the front, it's starting to disconnect, as you can see right here. That is a pretty big issue, because with regular play, and I like play tested it a bit, and it resulted in that part coming off quite often. But for the action feature itself, it's a great way for flapping the wings, and I will show you a bit better from the top, where you can actually flap the wings forward and back. They're as far forward as I would have liked to get them. Maybe could have gotten went a bit more to the back, but that's a small issue. For the design of the wing, it's a real cool design. I'm glad that they have like the cloth pieces, and just like Nia's dragon, the water dragon, and not the plasticky ones like Firstborn. Getting to a bit more of the torso and the legs, I do believe these wings are a bit in the way of viewing, so I'll simply take them off for now. This gives you a bit more detail on the dragon itself. As you can see, they're simply connected to these pin holes, which is these pins, which are very easy to axles. That's what it is, to connect to. For the design, as I said, it's really cool. It's logical in having a very big chest, where you can, which would be needed for flying, if we would be completely logical. It has some pretty cool stickers which add to the dragon itself, giving us some detail. for the tail having, I thought it would be sturdier, having some segments, not too many, but definitely giving it a long tail, which is, and of course ended in this blade piece, which more of them are. Having these gold clips as spikes is a really cool and ingenious way to give us more spikes. For the movability you have, for the front, they can move side to side. They're on these newer ratcheted joints, which are pretty great for mechs, and they also work for dragons like this, like the Griefbringer or the Skull Sorcerer's Bone Dragon, or whatever the set was officially called. They are fixed because they don't use this piece. If you would like to add that, then this is a great way to, I believe it's, at that point it's it's possible to customize. For this part, I believe this part is fixed, so the elbow or the knee or whatever can't move. The feet can all move, and they all are the same with these claws, which they look fairly cool. You can spread it down, showing these back legs. You can set it down and then splay the nails a bit apart, where they really look like it's gripping onto the ground tight and it's not curling upward or whatever. For the hind legs, you can of course move them side to side, up and down, and you have a bit of a ball joint at the bottom. I do really like that these are very skinny, and these are like really bulky, and it may be giving like a disproportionate look, but it's character, so that's something to take care of. I believe I've shown every single detail. So for the total length, which is one I will have to do a bit weirdly. First off, let me attach the wings back. They are, by the way, on a bit of an angle, the wings, which is pretty cool, and it does definitely work. For the size, where the dragon from tail to head, I will start with centimeters. Wow. We're going about here to about there. That's 30 plus, ooh, wow, plus like another 16, like 46 centimeters. And then this one is still in the way. And 4 inches, because of course you all want to know, that's 12 inches still right there. So like about 18 inches. So 46 centimeters and 18 inches. And I also want to do like the wingspan, because maybe even the height is also a good one. But from the ground up, it's like 15 centimeters or then like 6 inches. And for a total wingspan, so for the total wingspan, if it's expanded, oh wow, it comes very far. That's again 30. So taking it here. Oh man, why is it focusing this hard? It's about at the 25 and 10, so that means like 50 centimeters and 20 inches in wingspan. So it is a pretty big one, and it looks pretty good next to my other dragons. But let's get into my final thought. Oh, now for my final thoughts. Or, well, I forgot something, because the snakes are the enemy. They are the who you're fighting against. So they have a little bit of a turret. Oh, there's a bit of dust on there. They have a bit of a turret, which you can, of course, press down and it will shoot off. I believe we all know how that works, but I don't want to lose it, or I don't want to have to find it. That's more. It's a wow. It's a very simple build actually, but it gets the job done. It's not a fair fight. So for my final thoughts, first of all, you'll see the dragon rating now, and I do really like this set. It's a simple one. Simply giving Lloyd a dragon is an easy one, and I see that they're doing more of these Evo dragons. And I also have like Jay's Evo dragon, and will now have to get all of them because that's me. And it looks very good. This set, it has character, being like really bulky in the front and then really slim in the back. It comes with a good amount of figures, although for 65 euros I would have loved to see another one, like another snake, or another snake and another ninja, or give these snakes a bit more of a fighting chance, because that's the whole thing with this Evo lineup, is that you can improve the sets, make them bigger and better. Well, the stages here are like, I believe, without wings and without a saddle, which is not that big, but it's also not like a mech of some kind. So take it from as you will. I do quite like that you can actually remove the saddle. That's something I really like. So is this set worth the price? For 65 euros, I believe it's maybe a bit on the lacking side in the minifigure department. But as a set, as a whole, it's a great one. You get a great price. It's like, it's a substantial dragon which you have. And if you don't have any of the other big dragons, like say Nia's Water Dragon or Firstborn, then this one really dominates the display. But if you do have those kind of dragons, then it's simply falling into them and the real big ones take over. But that's in my case, having a lot of them. So yeah, if you can get it for the same price I did, for like about 45, then it's an amazing set. And any higher than that, then you could still do it. The main reason I bought mine, because I really like the dragon, and I needed both the Lloyd and Nia variants of these suits. So that's the main reason. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. If you have any suggestions of a set you would like to see, maybe some that's in the background of some of my videos, then make sure to leave them in the comments, and I would like to see you in the next video. Goodbye.